Is it its history, its craftsmanship, or perhaps stories it carries? Today, we're diving deep into a timepiece that embodies all of these qualities. The Omega Speedmaster 145.002 Special One from 1991. This watch isn't just a tool for telling the time, it's a piece of history, a conversation starter, and a symbol of precision and adventure. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's explore the fascinating details of this incredible watch. Let's start with a little bit of history, because the Omega Speedmaster is a watch that deserves it. Introduced in 1957, the Speedmaster was originally designed for motorsport. Hence its tachometric scale on the bezel, which allows drivers to calculate speed over distance. But it wasn't until 1965 that it gained its legendary status as the first watch worn on the moon during the Apollo 11 missions. Imagine that moment. Neil Armstrong stepping onto the lunar surface, and on his wrist, the Speedmaster ticking away as he took one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind. That's the kind of legacy this watch carries. Imagine. Now, this model produced in 1991 is particularly very interesting because it falls into the transitional phase of the Speedmaster lineage. It combines classic features with some modern updates, making it a unique piece for collectors and enthusiasts alike. Now let's dive into the design elements that make this watch such a stunning piece of art. This watch features a robust 42mm stainless steel case. This size is perfect for both men, and women, striking a balance between boldness and wearability. The case has a combination of polish and brush finishes, which adds depth and character to its appearance. One of the standout features of this transitional model is the long S and long R dial. Now, let me zoom a little bit more in and you see exactly what I mean. I have to be a little bit careful because we have here a not very scratch resistant material that has a light, but look at this combination on Speedmaster. You have here a long S, and maybe you can see it, look, there's the long R, and in combination with the model year and the overall appearance, the way how the watch has been set up, because remember, every Speedmaster is a little bit different, and that is throughout the years. You also have, of course, to watch out and not buy a Franken Speedmaster, which is one of the common mistakes when rookies go out and would like to have themselves a nice Speedmaster. But regardless, this is a very special piece. Usually when you are reviewing such watches, you have to hide the transitional number on the case back. The funny part is, this watch is not equipped with a, look at that, with a serial number. See that? So this is only possible if you are having a special piece, like a transitional piece, which basically is embodying the later generation with the newer generations, with small, tiny details that collectors really love. Now, these subtle design elements may seem minor, but they are highly sought after by collectors. This black dial is complemented by white subdials, creating a striking contrast that enhances readability. And if you look closer, you will see that the bezel started to turn into a blueberry color. Beautiful. Same goes to the dial hour markers. You have them here in I would say vintage patina color. It's not that easy to now really distinguish on what kind of color scheme we are, but it really is happening. And if you look a little bit or turn the watch a little bit, you will see that the dial is not that black anymore. So it starts to fade and get grayish. You can see that in the daylight. Unfortunately, it's late at night when I'm doing the video, and I'm not able to get it out of artificial light. But I promise you, if you visit my Instagram, you will gonna see the watch in its full glory in sunlight, maybe with a few scratches less. But yeah, this is happening. This is showing I love wearing this watch. Hey, and the movement inside, let me just zoom in a little bit. Zoom out a little bit, that's what I wanted to say. Let me play with my color stick here. By the way, I love colors. Colors are life. And that is the reason why when you see something from me, there have to be a little bit of color in the videos. To get back to the watch's movement, you'll find the Omega Caliber 861 movement, renowned for its reliability and precision in this watch. This manual winding chronograph movement is a workhorse, offering a power reserve of around 48 hours. And the way how it feels when you press those pushers. Oh, now let me show it to you. Then we'll get a little bit closer to the cam, and I hope you hear it. Wait. I have to go to the microphone. Now, ready? I just love it. I really love it. I will let it run a little bit, and then we're going to set it, okay? Now, the movement is also beautifully finished. You know, I cannot show you that because this is a really puristic watch. But the way how the movement looks, I mean, it is based on a Lemania movement, on a movement that is basically ticking in a Patek Philippe, in a Daytona. These movement bases are all the same, and one of them carrying its legacy into the newer generation is this Omega Speedmaster Professional. So very, very, very not only professional, but also very rare and very important for the watch enthusiast world. I would go even that far. A Omega Speedmaster is a very, very important model. Now let me, you hear? Now we get it back. Suck. Unbelievable. We got 2024 right now, and we are on the verge of 2025. And this watch is from 1991, and it's ticking. It's holding. It's keeping up with time, and this is of course a two-sided sword, but it really does hold up very, very good. I truly love that watch. I really, truly love that watch. And considering the movement is also beautifully finished, as I said, please Google how it looks like. Google how the dust cover looks like. Google how many parts you have with that watch. This beautifully finished, showcasing a craftsmanship that truly Omega is known for. You know how it was back in the days? Even with Rolex. Rolex used to have manufacturers for the movements, manufacturers for the cases, manufacturers for the bezels, the bracelets. And it's only to be thanked for nowadays that Rolex is Rolex, because Rolex bought them all. They bought, for example, the case makers, the movement makers, the bracelet makers, the bezel makers, dial makers. So you have to understand this watch in particular, and any watch for that matter, and I don't care if you talk about Girard-Perregaux or Ulysse Nardin or Vacheron Constantin, all those kind of watch brands are truly going billions of miles for you as a customer, for you to have a sensational product. And to get back to the subject, that's what you see here. It's not like, you go into a store and buy yourself a watch and go out and say, oh, I don't like the watch anymore and I'm selling it. No, it's different. You have to appreciate what kind of jam you are really able and have to be, you have to keep your feet flat on the ground to understand what it means to be able to own such a masterpiece. That's what I can say. And if you look at the bezel and crystal, the decametric bezel allows you, for example, to measure speed over a given distance, a nod to its motorsports origins. This hazellite crystal adds a vintage charm, while it may scratch easily, as I said, than sapphire, but it can be polished to restore clarity. And at the very end, if you buy yourself a Speedmaster, don't go for the see-through case back and a sapphire, because number one, it's a whole different feeling. Because I have a coworker, he has a modern day watch, a modern day Omega Speedmaster reference, and he was completely blown away when he took mine on his wrist and felt what kind of difference it was to have a super puristic Omega Speedmaster instead of a almost over-engineered Omega Speedmaster that you are now able to buy in the stores. So guys, do me a favor, at least try both models and then decide, instead of running to the AD, buying yourself the sapphire one because you can see the movement, which is not necessary. I mean, you don't have to do that. Buy this one, know what you have, and just enjoy it. As a transitional model that I've shown you here, it has, of course, unique features that truly appeal to the collectors. Its combination of vintage elements and modern updates makes it a rare find. Collectors really appreciated the nuances, and the demand for this model has been always steady. I do not want to talk about investment with this watch, because you buy watches because you like them. And if it happens to hold the value during 10 years, cool. If not, cool. If you lose on a sale on a watch, cool. At least you had a time where you enjoyed this watch, right? Or you can, of course, pass it to the next generation. And now I would like to hear from you. Have you ever had the chance to try on or own a Speedmaster? Which one? Which one do you manage to try on and to own? What do you think about the long S and long R features that I showed you here? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. For those considering adding this model to your collection, I can tell you that wearing a Speedmaster is an experience like no other. Let me put that watch on for a second. You have to consider that this watch, look, the bracelet, and you will not believe it, the bracelet is brand spanking new. It's a new old stock bracelet that has been never worn. And when you bought them in 1981, this was normal, guys. This was normal. Now, let me put the watch on my 7.5 inch wrist, sorry. Oh, Glock. There you go. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. What's your opinion? Tell me, would you think this is a conversation starter? If I am somewhere in the city, you see me and you say, hey, cool, man. This is a nice Speedmaster and gracefully aged. Look at that. Tell me your thoughts, of course, in the comments below. I can tell you that wearing this Speedmaster, as I said, is really an incredible experience. It's a watch that feels right at home, whether you are at a formal event or just, hanging out with friends. Or as I said, you see him in the city and say, "Hi, man, awesome watch taste," right? And as I said, it's a conversation starter. And people will notice it on your wrist. I mean, you go into a room full of Pateks, full of Vacheron Constantins, and you will still gain respect from the collectors when they see you with an Omega Speedmaster. Guys, that's it for today. This should be a wrap. What do you think about the Omega Speedmaster from 1991? Is this watch something you would consider adding to your collection? Let me know. And I'd love to hear, of course, your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this review and found it helpful, hit the like button, guys. It really helps the channel grow, as I told you in the last video. And don't forget to subscribe for more engaging watch reviews, tips, and insights into the world of luxury timepieces. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Love you, guys.